Hey, you make it TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners across the globe. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, let me turn the volume up a little bit. Thank you for tuning in to another live segment here with the You Will Make It TV family, where we share inspirational quotes, divine messages, and insightful topics weekly. You're invited, even if you're a brand new listener, watcher, you're invited to always feel free to tune in to previously recorded segments. We post them daily on our post feed, okay? Right here on YouTube. Also, feel free to go to our Shorts tab where you can tune into inspirational statements and quotes that just might help you get through another hard day. So that's what we enjoy to do over here. As the wrapping up of Domestic Violence Awareness Month comes to an end, we still want to remind people that just because October is about to leave us, any month is a great month to share awareness about domestic violence. And I think people think that's just talking about the part about the do's and don'ts of abusive relationships. There are no do's and don'ts. You either want to put up with it or you don't. What does that have to do with Michael Jackson, you say? See, he also came from a family, we all do. So he came from a family. Now, when it comes to all the different stories and narratives that surround his family life, that's a person that I can always, I don't know about other people, go back reference to and just say, man, this man was quite the inspiration. And I'm not talking about the part where people say he was struggling with his image or he don't like the way he looked. But see, it was just like all these crazy narratives that surrounded his life as well, even while he was still a star child, if you will. Like he was in stardom at a young age stuff. And even back then, they was trying to say that his parents was having marital issues. And I just came to talk a little bit about what that might have been like for Michael Jackson, how it might have helped shape their lives or anything. But anyways, because they had back then it wasn't people running around talking about, oh my God, you got 5+ kids. They said nothing about that when the Jackson 5 came out. Today, though, I mean, it is a good time to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe people said that was okay back then as long as you had a husband and y'all had one household. Just because you had 5+ kids in one household back then didn't mean your husband was not cheating and making outside children either. And this is before Michael Jackson was a quote unquote celebrity. You don't know what his parents was going through in their marriage. But as the little narrative goes, they just say supposedly his dad was just a very stern man. There might have even been allegations of abuse. And I don't know. I don't know here. But I never seen Joe Jackson go to jail for anything them people was talking about. So it just got me to thinking. I don't know. I ain't saying if it's right or wrong. But Joe Jackson, I ain't saying he needs to go to jail. I'm just on a topic here for a second. Because don't let a mother seem abusive or anything. This man, I guess they let him make it because they like, well, without you, Joe Jackson, we wouldn't have had Michael Jackson. Or we understand whatever tactic you had to use to get Michael ready for the industry. No, if you gonna look at the kids and what they went through in the industry today, why they didn't do that for Michael Jackson? I just have all these questions about Michael Jackson's story. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I just don't remember ever seeing. They might have had him on documentaries where they might have questioned him a little bit. People through the rumors, through the grapevine, was you might have been a little hard on the Jackson 5. I don't know how he was skating by that question, but he never was like, I don't ever remember him having to talk to the police or nothing, because it's just, I don't like the way they came for his son later. I'm talking about Michael Jackson. I don't like the way they came for Joe Jackson's son, Michael Jackson, later. They want to, oh, you sure Michael ain't doing this and that to kids? Like, bro, y'all sat there and you heard rumors of what he was supposed to be doing to his own kids. You know, so I just didn't understand that part. Like, why are we being selective about who? And hopefully that wife was okay too, because if he was like that to the kids, what was she going through? You know? Because back then they say it was more proper to not even put people in your business like that. Don't think I don't understand. I'm just trying to get a better understanding. Like a lot of what they might have been going through in the Jackson household, it wasn't talked about that much back then because people just didn't talk about it. Especially when it came to like abuse and stuff like that. It's just, they said back then the women were more taught, you know, keep your husband. Because look at the times of today, right? Now they mocking the single black woman. They like, well, what y'all gonna do now that if snaps stay off and stupid stuff like that? Okay, but back then they taught them, well, that's exactly why you stay with your husband. Ain't much change. They wanted you to fear what might be on the other side of you not putting up with whatever come with your family issues. But when abuse is involved, how you gonna tell a person what to do? If she wanted to leave that man, she could have. I'm just saying it was more uncommon back then. You'll be surprised how many older women, they probably older in age now, but if they really did open up and tell you some of their vulnerabilities they overcame back in the day, you'll be surprised what some of those women was going through. I'm just was using Michael Jackson today for example. You know, how they wanted to shed the spotlight all later on. Well, Michael, we believe you now. You must have went through something. Look at all these changes you're doing with your self-image. That's crazy. You gonna wait till it's that point? Till it's that extreme with a person? Maybe it's a good time. I don't know if I should talk about it, but it was crazy. Like sometimes I've had dreams about celebrities. I'll just say that much for now. And you like, just like with any other person, that ain't the shocking part to me. Like, oh, I'm dreaming about a celebrity. No, that ain't what be shocking to me. What be shocking to me if I dream of anybody I don't know personally. I just try to pay attention to it because I feel like I'm having the dream apparently for a reason, you know. And this was years ago. Like, was Michael still here? He was still here when I had this dream. He was still here with us. It was just like strange because it was like I was seeing them in their childhood. Like him and his band or him and his siblings, they was like on tour or something. I know they was on tour because in the dream they was on the road, like on one of those buses, how those tour buses might have looked back then. And then it was like in a dream I was there. I could see them, they couldn't see me. I have a lot of dreams like that though. And I could just see very vividly, like, anyways, they was on the bus, then they stopped the bus on the side of the road, and they got out of the bus to, I guess, pray, like, join hands. That's what it looked like to me, like, they got out of the bus, and this is why they was little. Once again, this could have just been a dream out of thin air, then again, it could have meant something. But they had pulled over on the side of the road to pray, and I was like, oh, at first when I was having a dream, and then I don't know. All I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with prayer. It was like, who were they praying to? What were they? It didn't look. Once I saw it was something else, I was just like, wow, why am I even dreaming this? I just think that they might have been kind of, because like I say, they talk about all these other child celebrities and what they might have been going through. Well, we're not going to leave Michael Jackson out of it. That's not fair. We know he was also a whole child star. So what do they mean? Sorry, y'all. I hate when my ringtone do that in the middle of a stream, but it's okay. I don't know. I just say justice for Michael too, and I don't mean what he might have went through as a kid. I mean that matters too, but justice, like, look at all this stupid stuff they were saying about him when he was here. For some reason, it just didn't sit well with me, and it still doesn't. Like, oh, well, this person, because me and a person was having this discussion earlier, how it's some kind of syndrome they say that's really real, where if somebody feel like they missed too much of their childhood or something, sometimes maybe it happens consciously or unconsciously. I'm not sure. I'm not going to act expertise in it, but it's whole stories. I mean, you know, because today people can share stories of their lives. I forgot the name of that one TV show where people share, what is it called, My Extraordinary Life or something like that, where they just share different things about their life. And some of them people on there, that was some of their issue too. Like people say, why you still live like a kid, or why are you striving to still have a childhood and you're a grown person? But they say it's a real condition. Like maybe it just mentally, unconsciously happens like that for some people. Like, and nobody ever denied it. As quiet as we are about it, nobody ever denied that Michael Jackson might have missed a lot of his childhood because somebody else felt like you should be on the road and performing or whatever. I'm not saying that's abusive, but I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like they should weigh it all the same. Like you want to look at what the child celebrities and stuff going through today. Well, let's go back and look at Michael Jackson's life. Save my other opinion. I was gonna save that for the end of the stream. Like there, I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that whoever that was they was showing us was Michael Jackson either. People been trying to convince me for years. Sweetie, he just had surgery and all this stuff. I can't believe that that was Michael Jackson. Anyways, if you know a Michael fan, you might be a Michael fan. We appreciate your support on the stream tonight. You can leave your open. The chat is open tonight. You're welcome to leave your comments as long as they are friendly. Okay? Not friendly towards me. Just keep the comments friendly. That's all we ask. But it's okay for us to share our open opinions. Because it's not like we're going to ever get Michael Jackson back. Some people are still sad about that. They be like, well, you didn't know that person. Some people find it crazy for you to real life be moved or touched when a celebrity lose their life. And it's like, okay, you okay with us being fans when they hear you don't understand a person real life grieving when they not here no more? We didn't have to know them personally. So when we lose people that we knew personally, that hurts too. But some people they take it as a loss too when we lose some of our favorite celebrities in that way, because I don't think people just idol Michael Jackson for his talents and stuff. There are some people that like the things that he stood up for and spoke about and advocated about. We got to see him in that way, because I would say that's another great example of one of those free spirits that was with us for quite some time. For the time that his life was shared with us, he was definitely a free spirit. You could tell. And it's crazy. Like, you can't be too much of a spirit in this world. They're going to demonize a few pieces of it. And the whole time, that person probably just free spirited. Like him or Prince, right? They're not trying to be in the same box as everybody else. They just want to be their free spirit itself. Shout out to Lauryn Hill, too. I think I might have heard she got a new single out or something. I gotta go check it out. Some kind of new masterpiece of music she just did. But to me, free spirit and music actually tie hand in hand. They like peanut butter and jelly. It's no surprise when free spirits end up, to me, just going in the direction of music. To choose that as a career, because it's more of a platform for them, like a arena for them to be more themselves. That's why I say it should be no shock or wonder when somebody that was always looked at as a free spirit go into the music industry. Like, they get to express themselves more. They probably still get judgment and backlash here and there, but at least it's not strange there. You're actually encouraged to be creative. You're encouraged to like switch it up, be different, not be like everybody else. But you shouldn't have to like go into music for that to be accepted. I think about the 70s period sometimes. I know I wasn't here. The latter 60s and 70s when they said they was having the whole freedom protests and everybody was talking about peace and just being free spirits. It must have been a beautiful time. Like one of those times you had to be in here. We can just watch the documentaries and they can tell us about it. But those type of, movements where you had more people like, no, we agree with this. Like, let the free spirits live, right? They called them hippies or whatever they did back then. But I know that must have probably been like a very, very thrilling time Even for those that was here during that time, I'm sure they get nostalgia like no other thinking about it. What part was I on here? Yeah, because it's like talking about a great person that filled great shoes like Michael Jackson. You do want to be careful what you say. I actually care. I respect it. But as we see, there were people that didn't. They started putting in the headlines accusations. Michael Jackson might be doing this and that. Just because he built a theme land wonder park on his home property. I forgot how much they said that theme park was worth. It's not our business. You know, if it was Michael Jackson, he could afford it. That's just a part of it. Your talent and what you do for work, that's not going to be enough for the fans. Or maybe us as the fans should consider that. Let them people have their, I mean, what he have on the outside of his house. Come on, man. A theme park, people pay money to go to amusement parks every day. Every summer, every holidays, they go out there. If anything, that was smart. Maybe he should have did more like an expansion. People probably would have came too, just because they know it's a theme park that Michael Jackson invested in. His park probably would have been bigger than Six Flags, or as big as parks like that. You know, SeaWorld, Universal Studios. Maybe he was just into that. And as we know, amusement parks, that's probably why they looking at all of them. It is what it is. Because how did y'all do Michael Jackson? Look at all of them. Because we all know, mostly above all other people, it's children or younger people who love amusement parks. They're usually for everybody. Anybody who wants to come pay money and come to an amusement park. But they mostly do just pretty much real kids, and that's what amusement parks have always done. Children, kids, young people. Like, nobody calls the people that build these other ones, oh, they must have a troubled childhood and all of this. And they build theme parks all the time. Or it's been other ones out here. Maybe that's what it was. You know, and it does make you wonder, like, why didn't he ever just go bigger? Just go ahead and spread out. Do your own theme parks all over. He would have got more money getting to it. Maybe that's the point, too, though. Like, it wasn't for the money. We know Michael Jackson wasn't hurting for money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, made a whole business. He could have made a whole business out of it. Maybe called it a specific, start his brand of theme parks. Because before theme parks, ladies and gentlemen, they had fairs and circuses. Same difference, though. Fairs and circuses still attract kids, children, young people. Yeah, parents and adults and older people might come too, but mostly those places are for kids. They're going to have kids' ticket prices and adult ticket prices. And they gonna have family value packs. So yeah, it was the circus and fairs. Y'all should go check out a good movie recommendation. It might not be a horror, but it gives you a good insight on what it might have been like just during the periods where circuses were more. We know that circuses still exist, but they used to just be a really big deal, because you're talking probably no huge amusement parks yet. And hell, the Titanic it was one of the earliest. Stuff like that. I know that's a ship versus an amusement parks, but when we're talking about the invention and introduction of certain things in society, period. I always wonder, like, why did they use that? Because because that's a fact. Like, kids always like to come to amusement parks. Now, of course, if you probably just a regular kid out here, because like even football teams and stuff, they might have camps and like different stuff for kids too, and they be helping people with scholarships, everything. So I'm not saying you can trust everything with that. Look at it. Oprah had kids. programs. You could just name a lot of celebrities, because guess what? You know what's crazy, guys? It's like, I don't know what to call it yet, but people expect you to donate and be there in that way. They'll expect you to do that because you have the money to do it. And some of them, like I said, they start camps. They start other opportunities for children to be able to grow themselves in life, maybe into that same career, or they might just do scholarships for different things. Like, people look into it more. It's just called charity. I ain't saying that's what his amusement park was now, but Michael Jackson was definitely one of those people that probably had charities out here. Probably still do. And we know that that helps children. You know what's crazy? One rumor, one allegation, all they go out the window. Them people probably been done donated millions of dollars over the courses of their careers. It's like, you think that matter with certain allegations? Anybody. You done donated millions and billions. I say it's a good thing, it's charity, but you have to be doing the right thing. That's just anybody. It makes us think about it with his story and the stories that were conjured up to surround his quote unquote image after so long, for whatever reason. And only when you're talking about this person, when you talk about image, that's the first thing they think about. If you mention image, I guess, with artists like him, Madonna, like some of them just be like over the top with their already like who they are as an entertainer or artist. They like to do that. So image, there's many levels, ways when you're looking at that about a person. Like Lady Gaga of our time. Some just bring it like that. They all gonna do the costumes and stuff, but you just have those more iconic artists. They actually known for their fashion, bro. Like, there's nothing you could do about it. But is that describing their whole self-image? Especially if you're a trendsetter too. You a trendsetter with it? Oh God, because see, you could set that trend back in 1980 and it just come back at any time, and people still giving the reverence where it's due, like who set that trend. I wouldn't care if it's MC Hammer, whoever they talking about. Certain trends, if it ever start for that same person over all them years, gonna still get the credit because they were the original. It's no trend without that. Somebody set the trend. They want to make it just influence and trends disappear. You can't do that during this time of society. Or it would become a little more difficult, wouldn't you say? To just, influence and trends ain't real. Like, bro, as long as social media out here, you're gonna see influence and trends. It's very real on a negative and positive note. You will see over the course of history, even if it changed words, they call it trends or whatever. It's the same thing. Influence and trends is very real. Even if you just indirectly doing it, you can't make it like, oh no, well, influence and trends ain't real for that person or this person. Some have already shown us, like Michael Jackson. You know what's powerful about his story too? No matter what all people have said, him, Elvis Presley, we can give them their flowers really quick too. I had to squeeze that in there. No matter, these are people who narratives about them got to the height of what you would call bad or worse, what people could be saying about you, but they still have, like, to this day, both of them, Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley, just like millions of fans all over the world. To this day. It's so bad with Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley, even a person that's hearing them for the first time falls in love. But yeah, that's my way of describing him. No matter what people said about him, to this day, just a trendsetter. But yeah, those camps and charities and stuff, they have those. I mean, because what would you look like having all this funding, not trying to help donate and charity to back, you know what I'm saying, to communities. They probably don't always publicize everything they do charity to, give charity to, is what I meant to say. They don't have to. That's the first thing. They don't have to. And then sometimes the media just publicize it. That's how people know, or fans can find out, like, oh, okay, this person contributes to this, or donors to that, or gives charity over there. People like to see that. That's never been uncommon. Like, even like I said, if they don't publicly let people know that they do that in any area of their life. If it's money, people are like, oh, okay, what if it's something else? You know, volunteer work is a whole thing. I guess when I was learning more about charity in life, I just thought about these things. But we never look at the actual help for free as, because that's what it is. Volunteer work is absolutely free labor. It's still labor, but it's free labor. You can't deny it. It could be looked at as free financially, but really it's not. You gain a whole experience. You gain a whole hours that you can say you put into whatever you were volunteering your time to do. So of course you want to volunteer your time to maybe do more positive things than none. We get to that, or growth can show us that. I just think it's all about perception. It's nothing we can do about that. Everybody gonna always have a different perception, you know? But it's just like those certain things in life, they are important for sure, because come on now, you talking about whole money or finances, like volunteer work, you are not getting paid. Okay, like when you give to a charity, nobody gives you money. They're not going to give you money back because you donate $50,000 to a school camp, or they're not going, it's not considered work because you're giving it. But see, it's a financial thing, so there's something to do when it comes to people tax history, a whole lot of stuff. Charity never been played to be played with, and they can't call EBT charity. Y'all notice how they be trying to do that? Like, that's charity, like that's something we don't have to give. They trying to hurry up and say that. Like, oh, it's a giving thing. We're giving you that. You're giving to the country first of all, because they require you to pay taxes. That's really just the fact about it. They are the ones taking out of, no individual, unless they're actually physically doing it, taking out of your bank account. The only people that was ever doing it was because that's how it's always been. Your taxes might go to Medicare, all these different things. And they take a little bit out. You got your gross pay. We all know how it go. I don't know. And then when they be in the industry, they have people to pay. They have people that have to take out their fees, is what I'm saying, which is kind of similar. If you're a working class citizen, they ain't never let nobody just sit on food stamps for 20 years, bro. I've never heard of it. I don't know. Because I thought they have a set limit. It's something like that. Like they have a limit of how long one individual, if I last remember right, how long an individual can be on it, like during certain periods of time. They have a whole rule about that, if I'm not mistaken. It might say, read your documents, read the internet, read about it. Like, oh, even if it's new to you, oh, how long can a person be on food stamps in such and such, in Nebraska, in any state? The time frames might be different, or they might have some type of regulation rules about that. It might say, oh, no longer than 5 years. You see what I'm saying? But that's just the facts about it. That's just the facts about it. That don't mean you trying to be on nothing fishy or nothing like that. Knowing information. If people find you intimidated because you be doing, like, okay, because you chose to go research or information fall to you from the sky, however it happens. They don't make a person more intimidating or like they trying to say they know stuff all the time. That's a whole fact though about the EBT thing. And everybody are giving their opinions today right now about these sudden erupt changes. And we have to remember, this is just this way while the government is shut down. They act like a shutdown haven't happened before, but they're counting how long this one's been going on. They always end up usually trying to come to some kind of a boom. So, and then boom, the benefits back on. That's what's crazy. It's still not going to change that they want to see people going to work, showing proof of hours, job training, something like that. When it comes to the EBT though, the working people that can, you don't have proof of disability or nothing wrong with you, that you can't go to work. This is all they trying to say. If this shutdown continues to LOOM. Okay? That's all they're saying. I just feel like people was getting in a panic frenzy. You can't believe everything on the internet. One person was saying, oh, now Walmart talking about closing down. What they closing for a little while if people gonna threaten to be out here stealing and doing stupid stuff. I was like, I know that's fake news. I didn't see that on the news. You can't call it fake news, but some people just throw like, they know people reading, looking about it at that time. They just throw something out there to be trendy. Clickbait is what they call it. Like, I was like, y'all crazy. If that ain't happened yet, don't be saying it. First of all, it ain't even November 1st yet. But it is more on them. It's like what I was saying about the taxes, though. They take that out. You can't ever be mad at, oh, we're mad at the EBT users. Because guess what? The reason I brought up how long you can be on it, people that get food, there are people that work that get food stamps. Let's start there. They crazy. So that means, yes, taxes still get taken out of their paycheck while they receive benefit. Guess what? They're not special. If their income qualifies that they need the help, even though they still work, because you could be making a low pay, or it's just a part-time job, or you only work once a month, whatever your situation is. I say some type of work is always better than none. It's just when you're talking volunteer work, now you're talking a different conversation. Because that person is not being paid, but they're still showing up. They're volunteering. They're first in line. That's what volunteer work is. You actually putting in work. You're not paying anything and they're not paying you. That's what volunteer work is. I say it's not really a waste of time. Sometimes y'all know volunteer work can be you volunteering. The only other thing I know is a judge order. They can order you to volunteer work. It depends on what's going on, what you got going on. Like what they call it, community service. Depending on the penalty, like jail is not the only thing that they order in court with people. I think we all know that though. It's just cool to cover because even Michael Jackson himself, he might have had to go in and out of court a few times about stuff. You see what I'm talking about? It still matter. But I hate that. That's just my opinion. These are my commentary, reaction, and opinions for the state. What should I call it? A disclaimer? These are my opinions. That money is taken out of your check by the government, not the EBT users. We did not create the program. We did not. I don't remember hearing that the people, boy, I was going to say the next one, but I ain't going to say that. I don't remember researching, learning that the people asked for any of the, what? Maybe over time these things were solved. They can come in and help, I guess, where needed. And because this stuff was not always here. The people that's talking about that, they are right. And the many changes that the program itself probably had been through over the years too, with the people, because everything moved to like more digital and stuff. It was probably just a lot to that. But yeah, y'all, I said what I said. We the people at any given time. Number one, you can have a job and still receive Medicaid, still be receiving some type of governmental assistance. Everybody just, it's a trending topic with EBT because that has to do with people eating and food and whether they're hungry or not. Come on now. The next time somebody say a man don't work, don't eat, it's a scripture in the Bible, but I'm gonna have to ask him like, well, what about volunteer work? We knowing why you say that if they don't work, they don't eat, because they would be receiving money to eat. A volunteer worker does not get paid. They might get paid, they just don't get paid that way. Not in the area where they volunteering. I had a job before. Sometimes you can do your job so well, a person just want to like tip you. Period. They want to give you money. You could be volunteering, or you just wanted to help do something. That's what volunteering is. There are people that have been paid. Oh, they want to get in God business. We talking about charity. There are people that have gotten paid just for like, I promise y'all, just for volunteering. What got us on this topic? Because people with maybe that are more fortunate, they have always done that. I ain't trying to say nothing that people don't know. They might just don't publicize every time they do, but they might donate, especially around Christmas and holidays, like donate turkeys or donate just communities out there. Other kids that ain't they kids, they donate to hospitals. I forgot about them because those are important. They just try to. So I say, yeah, let me take a second and shout out to those that are still in that group. I didn't get to the next level of the topic yet. Because if you're in, it doesn't matter if you're giving and then allegations, oh, this person messed with a kid and this is going on. Like, wow. Or was this like some plot? Like, okay, we'll just come and say everybody doing it. Because that's just, I know that can't be the case. But then if everybody's saying they're not doing something, nobody's guilty. It's just crazy out here. How you going to be giving for years to some charity or something? And just something, we say allegation. We didn't say charge. Allegations. That's not even it being ever found out about you or something like that. But you just know it was a looming rumor about somebody. Even like Michael Jackson. I was just say his fans never went nowhere, and it just shows like a new fan made every day type of deal. That type of influence, like you can't ever just make influence. And what was the other word I used? Trend just not existent. Like just because you want to, like it's weird. It's people that's gone and they gonna be gone, and that's why we say in loving memory. Some people say R.I.P., but like I said, some people say in love and memory because they letting you know, I'ma never forget. What did you think? I'ma never forget about this person, just like they here. That's how it is with celebrities sometimes too. Like they have fans, like they don't care forever. They love this person. They love that celebrity. I don't know why they be playing with, I guess just to show people like, oh, any influence you have to ask for permission. Like, what if you born like that? Or something. It's crazy. Like, yeah, oh, you a trendsetter? We got to know about you. Who? Who? I thought I was just being me or something. Something like that, right? For anybody. Like Michael Jackson, he just be being him. What you mean? And boom, during that time when they was teens and he was teens with all the teens, you better know it. Trends everywhere. Trans influence, them two words. That's what I was touching on real quick. That was just there. Even as a kid, I don't know why I was talking about when he was a teen. I heard he was setting trends and doing all that as a child. What they mean? They say that's how they kind of know the child might show signs already, like it, uh, like wow, this child knows how to get a crowd or knows how to get attention. They usually see these like star qualities. That's why they end up starting there young. They grow up and you and no the trend that the influence ain't there. It just seemed like they couldn't do that with him. Like, what do you mean? It was still there no matter what people was saying. It was already Michael Jackson, bro. I'm not saying anybody was just like God and they can't do nothing wrong. That's not what I'm saying. That's just that part. Like, but I don't like they make it look like that. Cause like, what if they was like trying to start? Cause I know a lot of people do donate in charity and give and volunteer and stuff. So why wouldn't they see kids or have to be around kids at some point? Of course, if you actually doing music or in sports, doing whatever you do, you're not around them, they're around you. Like they come to your concerts, your events, your stuff. They better start putting 18 and up on everything that I mean, what do we gotta get to? That's crazy, bro. Like 18 and up just to go everywhere. That's like saying kids can't go around influencing trends and stuff. That's just society for you. You can't like some people do attempt because everybody raised their kids different. But to me, it's not possible to just hide the whole society from your child. Like to try to, oh, I'm protecting them from society and I don't want them to see nothing outside. That's just weird. So a part of that, yep, celebrities, people that are influential, people that want you to look up to them. What they mean? I wouldn't say they want you to, because like I said, with some people, maybe that is just a natural thing. Whether he would have became the Michael Jackson or not, they was already seeing that on him. Y'all know how many celebrities, like other ones, probably like started as kids in the church, singing in there, performing in there. They have stuff you can do, probably not with other religions, I guess, but all cultures have that. Maybe their dances, their songs. I noticed that with all cultures, they all love music. Everybody's music is different. That's something I've been meaning to speak on. Cause y'all can't say Michael Jackson music is okay and then be like, I don't like that rap jumble stuff. Some of us like both of it. What do you mean? We like Michael Jackson, country. You bring it. Music is music. I was saying on another stream, that's that one thing that it didn't matter what was going on in the history of the country. Music brought people together. It don't matter who don't like it. It did that. Did you know what the Beatles did back then? Boy, you turn them Beatles come in the room or you turn some Beatles on, it didn't matter what color you was. When the Beatles was in their prime, everybody come together. I heard it was other groups and celebrities like that. Like maybe a good one, for example, these times is like Soulja Boy. I noticed that with his music. Soulja Boy, Micheal, it's not a bad thing. Like you turn some of them on, it don't matter what races the people is in that moment. Everybody finna start doing that dance or singing that song. It's gonna be hard for them not to at least jingle to it for a minute. It depends on who it is. If your music ain't doing, I wouldn't say it's the artist with the gift to do that. Music does that. If it's a frequency, a tune, some of these songs, I feel like they were meant to be. If it's that, they just do that and bring people together, there's nothing you can do. And Michael Jackson's music is known to do that as well. I know Prince for sure, too, because I saw it with my own eyes one time with when a Prince song came on. I was so shocked. I don't know. At that time, I was like younger. I was just younger, but I knew who Prince was. I definitely, if I love music now, I already knew at a young age who, I ain't got to lie about that. I knew who Prince was. And when I seen these certain people vibing to it, and we was like cool people, but I had never just like sat around them like, what music they be, or maybe you did. That's why it shocked you. Like you didn't know them that well yet. So at that moment, it was just like, oh, okay. Boy, they was singing Prince harder than me. I couldn't even sing the song. So I know for sure music brings people together. It was doing it. That's why people said, what is all of this new stuff? Rappers being shot, all this crazy stuff going on, bro. Come on, man. Michael Jackson music got the people up out the chairs. We too busy dancing and grooving to be mad at nobody. His song could even be played in the club. In the club, it's usually just bangers and boy, they gonna for sure all the clubs to this day they gonna play at least one Michael Jackson song. Every party, every club, if it's a party setting or Michael Jackson's a great choice. It don't matter who you are, if you're going through something or if you want to have a good time. But I'm not here to promote Michael Jackson music tonight. I was just speaking on this topic a little bit because it made me think about self-imagery and like how many levels of self-imagery there are when you're talking about any specific person. His fashion alone, I don't know what it was. Or maybe, like I said, it's just the influence and trends, but that's not new. Like, everybody wanted to do what Michael Jackson doing back then. Some to this day, I bet you're going to see some costumes in a few days, guys. It's going to be a few people, because I told y'all. And they was trying to say, oh, he's had all them kids over there. Like, what you need to be asking yourself, like, who, if it's such a big deal, what was the parents letting their kids go over there? I think that was a part of it when I listened to the documentary too. Like, go listen to it for yourself. Some of the parents were there with their kids. They wasn't just sending their kids out there. These stories be, before you move too fast and like, hey, did you hear those rumors about Michael Jackson? Ask yourself. Because some of those parents was there with their kids to go visit Neverland. I think that was the name. So that's what I was telling y'all. He should have just started a Neverland. Maybe it's not too late for Michael Jackson memory. Other amusement parks, maybe. It just would have been interesting to see. Like, okay, so now are y'all just accusing the man of that because he have this at his house? Because if you build other parks just out in public for people to come to, actually the only thing that can come out of that is more money being made. If everybody doing their job correctly. The point is everybody has to be doing that part, doing their job correctly when you are working with kids. That's all we're saying. More in the media is more, just saying more. Everybody like, no, we're showing integrity. You don't know what people are doing. Really, whether they have money or they don't. It's just that the ones without money, it might be easier to spin narratives like that around them because you could just say, well, they needed money. Why not? Why not? It make it more believable the person was doing whatever they said. But if they have money, people be shocked. I don't believe that person did that. I don't like that. The world is like this. I mean it in a rhetorical way, but seriously. Of course, that's how it kind of was with Michael Jackson. I don't even just think it was the money, because nobody could personally just be like, unless they really, really knew him. That's the thing with any celebrity. You can't say that you was there to see like everything. Oh, I know Michael Jackson didn't do this or that. Like, so that part is real about it too. But if he just would have had other theme parks though, like Neverlands all over the world, that's crazy, because I bet people would have went. Whole families. kids for sure, just like they visited it, and then they made it like just kids came and visited Neverland. Other people came to like view the park sometimes. That's crazy. The zoos have all ages of people too every day, right? Like local regular zoos. ZOOSs. You see? Because, yeah, they say he had animals out there. It was like a big, huge, that's more than, like a ranch. It's been so long since I just like, because I don't have to be a Jackson to care. I know like his family miss him and stuff. And the fans, but them first. And I'm like, was he another one? They just try to make a crazy, he went crazy because he had a ranch in a theme park. Because dang, did the person have to build other ones that other people can come to? Because see, amusement parks, you could be celebrity. That's what I'm saying. You could be anybody and visit one. But if it's somebody like that person, no, you can't. So yeah, you could have more of them like spread out where regular people can go and they fans. They have like Michael Jackson gear all over the theme parks, like you at the Neverland. I believe people would go. I think now ain't it like I ain't gonna say it's a museum. What if they turned it into, guys? If you guys know, leave it in the chat. I don't have my other browser here with me so I can look it up really quick. But I don't know if they auction it off, what's going on with it now. Because I don't really follow. At one point I was though. I was just binge watching. It's probably been like 5 years now since I just really did a deep dive of my own into like, hey, what was going on? That's like with anybody life. You could just wake up one day, hey, I want to look more into this. Like, what happened to this person? You know? That's one I ain't seen a lot. How they been showing celebrities with who hung out with P. Diddy and stuff like that. They act like they know who hang out with a person because they seen them in pictures, but pictures do tell a story if it's a lot of pictures of you and that person. It would seem like, I guess y'all casually hang out or something, but I'm sure P. Diddy and Michael Jackson met at some point in life. I don't know if they hung out like that though. It looked like Michael Jackson pretty much doing his own thing when he could be like just, and they like that person like that because they didn't have a childhood. Maybe that person has touched so many heights in his lifespan that he just want to relax and retire and be Michael Jackson in his privacy too. When he was alive, everywhere Michael Jackson went, it didn't matter if he didn't do music in 20 years. They was coming, paparazzi like. So we try to understand that about any celebrity, but when it's like that though, and you'll be like, oh, they have mental health. Okay, but you're subjecting them to that type of lifestyle. Of course, he was used to it. You've been seeing this as a kid, but that's even more reason why at some point you're like, hey, I just want a break sometime. You can't get a break. Where's Michael Jackson? Where's Michael Jackson kids? Where's Michael Jackson family? It's still kind of like that. Don't think it ain't. It's people out there got like collectibles just because. I mean, it's really deep. I can give a lot of examples. It's people used to pass out at his concerts. Like, you talking a whole nother level of, we didn't say status yet, influence and trendsetter. Maybe that was too much for the people. They said Michael Jackson had all the girls just like lined up, bro. Everybody wanted to be Michael Jackson's wife. They said that's how it was. Shout out to the producers and everybody on his team that helped to create the hit Thriller, because it is Halloween week. Today's date, March 10, 27, 25. And we just love you here at You Will Make It TV, Michael Jackson, because his family came a long way too. That's another part of it. Like back when people, I'm telling you, because stamps came out at a certain time too. So we want to shout out to all of those that did reach certain heights then. That's a whole nother topic, really. What was it like for the people when food stamps first came out? EBT first came out. I don't even think it was called that at first. I don't know where the. Oh, I know where it came from. Cause the first word of EBT is electronic. You see what I mean? But it was just called straight food stamps at first. And you wouldn't believe it was around Michael Jackson them time when it came out. From the time he was born to probably when he reached his 20s. It's just like if some of these people was here right now, like what would they be saying, right? Like what would things look like to them? Because I would want to hear his opinion. If they could talk to Michael Jackson on an interview right now about his opinions of, that's another thing I think he wouldn't mind talking about it. Like it came out during his time. We seeing certain changes, they seeing changes as they happen. It's some people that's his age still around. They can probably tell us. Because you, even then, when they first, like, hey, we have this to help families now. People didn't have to, like, turn to that. And then when we really look at it and what we hear about in history, why people did, it's really sad. You had housing now, housing projects, drugs, gangs, violence, all this come out at the same time. Like people literally transitioning from one whole great burden to the next burden, and it's just being passed down generationally. If we look at it, everybody does it, I guess. Like look at how the Jackson's father was. Some people is like, we is not doing this. They put their foot to the metal because that came out around their time. I saw when he was born, I think he said 1958. But do not reverence me there. Y'all can go look at that when he was born. I know they came out, in the 60s or 70s? About that time, like I said. You see, if you had all that going on, now people getting assistance, they're in the housing projects. And you add that, like, okay, how people not getting on their feet with it. And stuff was cheaper back then. You had Wick had just came out. I like to look that kind of stuff up, but anyways, I saw the story about Wick too. It's a great story if you want to go ever look it up, because that helps women, infants, and children. That's what those acronyms stand for. It also is a food nutritional program, okay, just like EBT. But that's where that name came from. And then it just had a time where it came out, where it rolled out. People didn't even have to get on it or use it, but they did. And it's just crazy. Just like today, they're trying to make those same non-existent factors, make these factors seem non-existent of why people were repeatedly, generationally having to use this program. The same stuff. Drugs, gangs, violence, prostitution, all of it. And it's modern day time now. You tell why people ain't went to work. That's another thing. The workforce better be blooming. Like, don't you need to pay them? Because y'all know they be like government workers sometimes too, probably with the workforces. Or we got to create something for the people. Because that's a government program too. The whole workforce. Because ain't people going to have to get to work? We should expect to see companies swarmed with applications. That's the next thing we should be seeing on the news. I mean, what? like a ready, set, go. Because soon as you turn them off, what do you think? Or people shouldn't be waiting until that time. That's my advice. Once again, volunteer work, that's another thing. You still got to eat. That's what the quote said. A man don't work, don't eat. God going to take care of his own. If his child out here volunteering, why wouldn't he make sure his children don't eat? I just use volunteer because it still work. That's all I'm saying. You jumping on a microphone, nobody handed it to you. You do a whole concert that night. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, some people just give to you, and I would know a lot about it because they see that like you are doing whole contribution and volunteer, or you help a lot where you can, even when people don't ask you. That's a whole door for blessings. And then people just, well, to say you just gonna take that person blessings and they put in work like anyway, you can't change that about a person if that's the way they work at that time in their life. Or if they want to be a charitable person for the rest of their life, what do you think nuns do and people like that in that profession? But you don't necessarily have to be in a chapel or nothing to be like that. Like, maybe people just don't like how they look. You don't have on a priest robe, but you out here. If they still showed that's that, and you would be blessed like that more often in life. That's just the laws, spiritual law too. It said a man that don't work don't eat. And yeah, volunteer work count. They wanted you to sit over there. You ain't doing nothing where we can slap income on your paper. Oh, y'all forgot about volunteer work. You forgot about charity. You forgot that people just do freely still give, right? But because scams are on the rise and all that kind of stuff, we know that's a reality. We were talking about modern day versus then in Michael Jackson time. And it's the same factors. You think drugs wasn't around when Michael Jackson came into the world? Women, anything that could tempt the next man. Or anything. What? Drugs, gangs, violence. That's 3 of them. What else? Prostitution. All that was out already when Michael Jackson was born too. We're not going to put it on Michael Jackson here now. All by himself. That's if I was talking to somebody about him. I did say something like, I wouldn't be so quick to just be like, yeah, I think Michael Jackson was doing this and that. If he did have mental health issues, it's understandable for so many different reasons. That's what I was saying earlier. Who says because you struggle with a mental health disability, you can't, what? You can still be somebody. They just put your talent on display. Why would somebody want to display your vulnerabilities? They want to display their talent. That's what's making them money or whatever. That's what's feeding everybody, put money in their pocket. That's just how it is. Even NBA YoungBoy, all of these celebrities have like a team that they work with. And everybody got to get paid. Even Michael Jackson didn't work completely by himself. Elvis Presley, none of them. They thought, yeah, we in packs, we get more money. Like, is it really gonna still be like that forever? Because then you got to make sure the whole team getting paid, and you're getting paid, and you got to keep putting the work in. I don't know. But some people, they cool. That's how the work industry has always been. There's that top chain owner who pretty much started everything, keep the wheels turning behind the scenes. Pretty much, that's what it's about. If Michael Jackson wasn't him, it's people right now they're still probably making money that wouldn't have made money just because he opened doors for work for people. Probably other Jacksons too, but I'm saying we know he did too. I love how they just try to shed the spotlight. One narrative and then boom, every other thing you've ever done just goes out the window. It could be like that for anybody. It could feel like that. Because he used to do interviews and stuff about it. Like, hey, and let me tell y'all what he said. It hurt him that people, he used the word hurt. He even made some facial gestures because some people study body language. And when it comes to Michael Jackson, they just study every gesture he ever did on camera, if you think about it. If he kept his head down because he didn't want to be on camera, they was looking at that when he's out in public. So he made like a gesture, like he really, it was uncomfortable to talk about, of course. Nobody wants to be accused for some of the stuff they was trying to say about him. You know? And he had his own kids? Like, what? And this man been around kids in the industry for how long? Like, he was around kids. When the pressure was on, though, when it was like a big deal and everybody was talking about it, it was those that was still trying to just, I don't know, they was speaking up for Michael Jackson, but they was trying to like suddenly, this is who he is. What? Shout out to Michael Jackson though, and the Jackson family. Like, I know they probably still have behind the scene things they have to deal with. Because like I'm saying, look how big and influential that person was. Then you suddenly see, hey, this wasn't just money. Like, people actually, it shouldn't take a person dying for people to see that. Like, oh, this person had a lot of people they touch. You see how they go? Now everybody's standing up. Michael Jackson helped me, and everybody want to be nice when the person gone. If they help and touch people, it already showed. Look at the influence and trends he had and said. Thank you guys for tuning in. I ain't gonna talk too much longer, but I just wanted to say that part. When it comes to self-imagery for any one of us, I heard how you look at yourself is how you, some say teach people to look at you, but others say it's like an automatic reflection. That's why it's important, like, because you're going to carry yourself how you see yourself too. I believe that. Like, but you still might have other things, even if you think they hidden, that still has to do with how you carry yourself. Like, that's something that's still you. And if you don't look at it as harmful, bad, or whatever people want to call it, that's just not a part of your self-imagery. That some people, though, with them, it is that they don't see it. Right? Like today, BBL culture is like a really, really, really big deal. I ain't finna speak on whether I think it's bad or good or right or wrong either. It is a fact that it's a big part of today's culture. Somebody the other day said they tired of hearing the word society in the comments somewhere in the world. And I just thought it was a funny comment. You know how you scroll through comments sometimes, you might see one that makes you chuckle. I just hit the like button like, that's crazy. You're going to hear that word right now. There's so many changes happening. You know what I'm saying? This person was like, I wish people quit talking about society. Like, dang. Or they put society in quotation marks. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about other things that have to do with society. It just will never go away. Some people saying, just get used to it. Racism will never go away. Others, that's another thing. Just, go look up the definition of society. That's not going away, bro. And it continues to change like it has always done. Like, and it is beautiful too. Sometimes the changes are needed. Just what people, it never comes if you're not looking at society. That's what I should have commented to that person. If you're not looking at society, how did society become what it is today? That's like ignoring it. Some people say we should all just look at ourselves. Stop worrying about, I guess that's what the person was saying. Like, stop worrying about society and outside and what everybody doing. Just everybody focus on yourself. I wouldn't say that's bad advice, I guess, when you look at it that way. But yeah, What was that video anyway that person commented that with self-image? They say how you look at yourself automatically, and that's crazy. They're not talking about a mirror. With a mirror, people think you need a mirror. They think this is mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? We don't mean that way with self-image. And because people think that that's what self-image about, that's pretty much probably why BBL culture is like one of the top money making business, plastic surgeons and stuff right now. Everybody wants to be young and beautiful and perfect forever. It is so crazy, bro. We can't even enjoy how we used to. Just the way life unfolds, just the way the body. We understand if they're corrective surgeries for things you actually need, bones or different things, skin surgeries, regular body surgeries. We ain't talking about those. Even research statistics is going to show you that more people get plastic surgery now, just from the past 20 years. What it was 20 years ago, you're going to see that the number is different. You can go further because people have always gotten plastic surgery too now, but you mostly only saw it in more like privileged communities, people doing that. Botox and laser surgeries. Laser surgeries are more common because people see them as harmless. They help people get ink off of them if they don't want tattoos anymore. There's all kind of laser surgeries. They help you get hair off of you, all kind of laser surgeries. And people see them as harmless. I ain't gonna lie, I thought about the laser one with the hair removal. But see, I just want to not go too far over the edge. Just like, yes, it looked like it hurt a little bit, but they were saying it don't hurt, like, because it's like a zap. And they got to do it to each and every, I wonder how long. They probably couldn't do my whole body in one day. I probably have to go in treatment appointments, split them up to do the whole body. But they have to zap with that laser thing every hair follicle. Every hair follicle that you want those hairs off. But they say it's possible. Then you don't need to go get wax anymore, shave, anything. They say this laser hair removal, that's what's crazy about this procedure. The hair is gone forever. It's like, what are you trying to make yourself? Not a mammal anymore? Because, they consider humans mammals. Because we have quote unquote hair. They said a mammal is anything with hair. Did you know that? Let me write this as a side note. I just want to look. I want to look more into this. Mammals. Anyways, that one is one I might try. But like I said, it's more common today for people to get cosmetic surgeries. From the smallest thing to the greatest thing. Bigger procedures. And Michael, I just think his story get more attention because of like who he was. I mean, if everything else you was doing was influential, you know what I'm saying? And we saw other of our favorite celebs do this. It's just more common. But when you talk about like Little Kim, right? It was another time. It was just another time. But she didn't care what the other women was doing. She did what she wanted to do with her body. Then the next phase, you got people gonna have opinions. You might like your new nose, the people don't. Maybe even with the nose you have, that's why they look at it like that. Probably some of them. The nose you born with, people can still talk about and not like. So that brings us back to the word self-image. You could be born with eyes, nose. Maybe they were the people like to show us this. Like, They felt like, hey, I don't like this about myself. Is that why people get these surgeries, or they changed it because people said they didn't like something? Not talking about Michael Jackson. I mean, like other people for a second. Do they change these things about themselves because it's something they truly, genuinely didn't like about themselves, or did somebody teach them to hate a certain attribute or quality or trait about themselves? If there's nobody there to guide and teach you, and that's crazy. They could have guided and taught him all the dance moves, all the songs, the hits, the notes, the beats. They taught him everything. But that's what they mean about their fast life. Like nobody had the time to slow down and like, hey, let me make sure you see yourself correctly through all of this fame and road living. Let us help you to. And they say that is important. Like you gotta still let them be kids. I don't know what they're gonna do to help change that, but let them still be kids if they're in the industry. They say it's kind of hard because they always on the road. They working, living a whole different type of lifestyle. You know, just leaving us all with something to think about tonight. You do go do because they said they need to change their law where they could get quote unquote exchanges for minors, because some of them was growing up regretting the surgical changes that they had decided to make when they were younger. That's why they say that's not good. Did y'all hear that one story? The one girl, her parents let her get a BBL, and is that what happened? I think the young lady died. That was a story recently, this year sometime. It was just a little scary, and I shout out to them for spreading awareness. Or it was something like that, but I think she was like 16. So that's what's crazy. She was even almost fully an adult, where their body's just not ready for probably all of those foreign objects and stuff to be sitting in them like that, you know. Once again, it's understandable for corrective surgeries and stuff. But tattoos, all the extra stuff that's just body augmenting, too early. I've even met people that'll say, I got this tattoo when I was younger and now I don't like it in their older life. Some, they don't just accept it as a permanent change. They do try to go back and do a recorrective surgery, even for tattoos. It depends on how bad you want to get that change back. And it's just sad that some of the surgeries, once you do it, you cannot some of the surgeries, once you do it, there's no change in your body back. Just as long as everybody keeps that in mind. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We love you.